Here we are in Ipswich on the eve of the Tour of Britain 2012. The race, 8 stages, 8 days, covers the entire length and breadth of the UK. It's going to be a massive logistical operation for those looking after those riders. We've got 17 teams, all with 6 riders each. It's going to be a massive show.
As far as the racing goes, I think it's just going to be pretty full on. You know, there's only 100 riders, and sometimes a smaller field actually leads for more exciting races because it's harder to control. So I think it's just going to be pretty open, pretty unpredictable racing, to be honest. You know, with such a strong year that GB have had with Brad and Cav's Tour de France success and the Olympics has just been massive. I think, like, what other sport can you go out, watch the very best guys in the world for free on your doorstep at times? So there's no better incentive to get out there and watch it this week. Cav wants to win some stages. And as far as GC, was going to see how it goes and take it day by day. That's it in a nutshell. Last month for me, I've done quite a lot of racing, quite a few 3-4 stage races. So I'm sort of coming here with quite a lot of confidence, to be honest. It's probably the first race I have come into with confidence. Just sort of with it being my first year, just only recently where I've really start to find my feet and get to grips with the level of racing. So yeah, coming here with quite a bit of confidence, to be honest.
You look a little bit.
Yeah.
It's massively important to get on well with your teammates. If you look at guys like Mike Barry, he's got a place, he's got a family, wife, 2 kids, and then I've only just moved out of my parents' house last week. So it's just it's quite a big variation in the team in that perspective.
It's going to be hard, but I'm not going to win the world this year. I'm pretty realistic about that.
The route this year, it's a wide and varied route, as it always is. As I said, it starts here in Ipswich and then it moves north and it goes across the country up to Liverpool, and we then head up towards Scotland and then back down to the West Country, across Dartmoor, and then we finish in Surrey, in Guildford. It's going to be a great race. Hopefully the weather is going to hold for us, but if it doesn't, it's nothing that the riders aren't used to, especially the domestic riders, and it's their chance to really shine and really show what they can do up against these Pro Tour riders who have come over. We've got Team Sky, we've got big teams like Liquid Gas, the Italian team, and also the Basque Country, Escatel. So it'll be a great race.
Welcome everybody, welcome to the World Championships, also known as the Tour of Britain. This is your chance. You've got the biggest teams in the world here, and they're all looking at you guys to make the step up. We know how we looked at you guys. We all looked at you guys are the next generation of people coming through. So if you want to prove yourself to everybody in the world, now is your opportunity, okay?
There's a lot at stake, from the very first stage and from the gun. Everyone wants to get into that early break or just be on television or do something or ride for GC. So it's also late in the season, but for the UK teams especially, it's what we've been thinking about for the 8 months running up to it. Maybe for some of the bigger teams it's not quite such a big race compared to the Grand Tours or the Classics, but yeah, for sure the UK teams, this is what we've been waiting for a long time. It'd take a brave person to bet against Cav not winning a stage of the Tour of Britain this year. As you said, it's probably going to be his last race, at least this year, in that World Champions rainbow jersey. And he said right from the start of the year he just wants to do it justice like Tourushoff did last year in it and do some spectacular rides. And he's won 3 stages of the Tour de France, which although less than previous years, is arguably more impressive given the circumstances and the fact that he had to do a lot of it on his own. And so yeah, this last 8 days in that rainbow jersey, it could almost, a bit like Brad in some ways, it's a bit of a parade lap for him. Home team, home race. It's going to be, I think an unprecedented amount of people out on the side of the road, and for sure, it doesn't take much to motivate Cav, and I think put those factors in as well, and he's really going to want to cross the line first on at least a couple of stages. I've even heard people saying that they might well be riding for him for the GC if he's got good form. There's enough bonus seconds on offer that he might be able to afford to just lose a bit of time on Caerphilly Mountain. So you never know, he might be up for more than just stage win.
Right, so it is Saturday, the night before the Tour of Britain starts. Tomorrow is stage 1, and I'm in quite a snazzy hotel, as you can see by the headboard behind my bed. And right here I've got my race numbers, which are about to be pinned on in my room with teammate Wouter Seibrandi, who, as you can see, is busy pinning his numbers on. I'll let you decide if he's lucky or unlucky, or if I'm the unlucky one, as to have to spend the entire week together.
So here I am in my hotel room in near Ipswich before tomorrow's first stage of Tour of Britain. Just had some dinner with the lads, now in my room. Really looking forward to getting on the road tomorrow and starting the race.
Alright, so it's the morning of stage 1. About 10 minutes time we have to leave our rooms, make our way down to the race, sign on, get ready. I'm here, helmet, shirt, got the wet bag in case it starts raining, that you can go back to the car and pick up a rain jacket and get back into the bunch. So that's going to be in the car for the rest of the race, ready here. Final nerves starting to kick in. It's not long now when we get underway.
So here I am the morning before stage 1 in Tour of Britain. All the staff are now here and all the riders are here, so just had breakfast with everyone. Good to catch up with everyone, see what everyone's been up to the last couple of weeks. Today is pretty flat, pretty straightforward. I think could be a bit of wind, but it shouldn't be an issue. So hopefully we can deliver Cav up the front for a bunch sprint, and hopefully you can start the stage race off with a bang.
It's 7:15. You always start wondering how you're doing at the beginning of an 8-day stage race when you have to prize yourself out of bed. But it does get easier as the race goes on. Bizarrely, the more tired you get, the less you sleep. And so you kind of bounce out of bed. Well, kind of bounce out of bed. But it gets easier. You get into a bit of a routine, that's for sure. The goal for today probably is to basically get one of the riders, one of us in the breakaway for the day. But also, it's an unpredictable race this, so we don't want to miss anything major, certainly any GC splits. It's an innocuous looking day on paper, but it could be decisive if it's windy. Going up the coast, it could split. So we need to be pretty attentive all day. Breakfast. Right, I'm going to have a look. I'm quite excited about the buffet in this hotel because it seems like it's quite posh. So I'm hoping there's going to be something epic: granola, yogurt, some fresh fruit maybe, and then crack on with some eggs and toast. I think, 2-stage breakfast.
Get up pretty early. Usually get up and try and have breakfast 3 hours before the stage starts, just so it's all digested by the time you start. Then head off in the bus. And when we get there, the first thing we do is sit down and have a meeting, just so straight away you know your plan. A good hour and a half before the race starts, so it's not on your mind.
Hey guys, can I ask you to stand back, please?
That's exactly where he is there.
Try and get out the bus half hour before the start, sign on, see a few people.
If you could ride with any rider,
Always had a lot of time for Marco Pantani, the late Marco Pantani. Just a classy rider, attacking rider. Probably it, to be honest.
Yeah, we are making ourselves ready for the start of the first stage of Tour of Britain. It's the longest stage of the week, 203 kilometers, but luckily it's pretty flat, so hopefully we get a sprint today and go for a stage win with Cav.
It's nice to be back here in the UK and staying in British hotels and not having to speak French all the time in interviews. Cheers, Brad! Cheers, mate.
You guys taking your Every bike's going to get a sort out now. So, system is, that's right, put the numbers on, put the transponders on. Final check now this morning.
Dan Lloyd's using an SLR, which is a slightly shallower section, but most of the guys will just run on CCU.
We're just putting all the feed bottles in all the cars. So every car's, we've got the main ones, the lead cars have got enough to give the riders for the route. We're both going to the feed, and then we'll both shoot ahead to the end. Whereas normally one of us would be at the hotel, one of us would do the feed.
The first day's the worst. It's a bit of a nightmare getting everything organised, but once we get into the swing of it, it's quite fun really. Long early mornings, late nights. So yeah, it's fun.
Another British team, and we welcome onto the podium to register for the first stage of the Tour of Britain, the team of IG Sigma Sport. Good morning, guys. Welcome to Ipswich.
Pretty excited to get going now, really. You know, a lot of anticipation, it's great to see such big crowds here. I knew there'd be big crowds, but not this many people, so just looking forward to getting on the road and getting the ball rolling, really. Thanks.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Start proper, giving it 10.24, 10.24.
There's Cherie in the team rally car. Give all the team managers and cars a big wave too.
This is always the thing with the race radios as well. Everyone just thought they were infallible bits of information, you know.
Starts the race today, action at the head of the peloton, small group going clear, stand by.
Do you want to wait, stop, Roger? Yeah, I'll stop behind you, okay? We'll come back and find you because we're down to our last bottle now. Alright, so we'll stop on the side of the road and take some off you if that's alright. The hardest thing about being a DS is not about race tactics. Race tactics aren't rocket science. So the hardest thing is how to adapt the tactics of your team to the characteristics of your riders. So if you don't know the characteristics, then it's really hard to devise a plan that they firstly can do and secondly they'll buy into, because you know, I can tell them one thing, but if they don't want to do it, they will do it, but they won't do it with their heart, you know. And to win bike races you need to have 6 people riding the same plan with their heart. Right. 2 more.
Yeah, the feed stop went well. We got half of the riders' food. The lane that they decided to do the feed stop in was quite narrow, so it means there's not a lot of time for the riders to sort of slow down. So the road could have been a bit bigger from our point of view, where it's quite a narrow lane. But yeah, we got 3 of the riders' food and gave the rest of the team car to sort of follow up.
What's up, Lloydie? What do you want? Bottles? Bottles. No, but it is getting stronger. I think if you go out into the open, you might have a bit of wind, Lloydie. Same direction still as we thought this morning. victory for Cab's teammate Luke Rowe. So, but what we basically saw was a lead out from the two major Pro Tour teams, sprinter teams. So Garmin and Sky have crashed somehow in the final kilometre of the race. So, I mean, it's always chaos, and we had a look at in the race meeting. We said the last kilometre, whoever's been leading into that corner, you needed to be in the first 5. So hopefully our guys have listened to that. But of course, we've got no information. This has just been chaos for the last 5 or 6k. What a day!
Luke also receiving a magnificent bunch of flyers. There you go, folks. The winner of the first ever Chain Reaction Cycles points jersey, Luke Rowe of Team Sky.
So that's stage 1 of Tour Britain done and dusted. Mixed fortunes really. Cap and Brad both hit the deck, but they're both fine. I ended up with a gold jersey, so it's pretty good. Crowds out there yesterday were incredible, so that was pretty cool. Looking forward to stage 2 and carry on the good streak.